Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel and part 2 of Nerissa. She is my my mermaid that I did for the month of May, and she's in my Etsy shop now. And so we did the skin last time, and we're going to do the hair today, and then depending on time, I'll continue on from there. It is for an Arizona, it is a gorgeous day outside. My windows open. It's cloudy out, and we're only supposed to have a high of 80 degrees today, or 79 actually. We'll see. Which for this time of year is super duper rare. Normally we're hitting 100 by now. So yeah, it's a gorgeous day. My grandson is coming over in a little while, so I wanted to get some of this done before he gets here. And then, I don't know, I gotta come up with something to do with him because it's so beautiful outside. Like, I'm just thinking we should do something outside. Anyway, I am going to do a dark hair, like a black hair on her. I think it'll look really nice and really make the her eyes stand out quite a bit. So the colors that I have pulled for this is the regular Prismacolor Black, which is PC 935. I also have my Schpirrer Farben Black. You guys know I adore this pencil, and they are available in the Schpirrer Farben shop on Etsy. My Espresso, which is PC 1099, and my French Gray. We're going to do French Gray 10% this time instead of Cool Gray, and this is 1068. So I'm just gonna get started. It's so funny. I know I mentioned this at the last video that I feel really like awkward, like out of my element, because I haven't been doing any pencil work for about 6 weeks. So I suppose it's like riding a bicycle. You get back in the groove. So I'm going to start with the French Gray and just put some of the highlights in here. I think the biggest part is getting used to working with the camera again and making sure that I'm in frame and all that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and, since they're here and I'm thinking about it, even though I can probably do some of these highlights afterwards. In fact, I know I will be able to. I'm still going to do a few of them first. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but that's what I'm going to do. We'll see what happens. We'll do one side of the hair first. The light version of her has much lighter colored hair, so you could do a different color. You could do you could do a blonde hair if you wanted to with the lighter version. All right, I'm not gonna do the top of the head yet. I want to get this done first, and then we'll work our way around the rest of the way. I do want to put in a few. Okay. All right, I'm going to use the Schpirrer Farben first. Sometimes I use it second, but I think in this case I want to use it first. And again, we're going to just ignore the the little dots that are the sand. If you want to just feather that black into the highlighted area. I want to remember to kind of keep those your little your little V's that kind of happen when you're doing the hair, so that you've got some areas where the hair is coming together and making that V shape, and it's going to be darker in these points, and that helps to give the hair a little bit of depth. If you don't have a Schpirrer Farben black, use your Polychromos Black, or just go ahead and use Prisma Black. The combination of the light gray and the black is still going to give you a really nice color and highlight. You could use cool gray. Cool gray is a nice option for doing black hair because it gives a little bit of, it gives that little bit of blue for the highlights. I'm going to kind of focus on a little bit more brown on this one, so that's why I went with the French gray instead. All right, I'm gonna stop there and switch to my Prisma Black. And you're gonna see how much darker the Prisma Black is. just realized that the thing that I'm doing to try and keep my easel from scooshing back was touching the arm that I'm using to hold my camera. So hopefully the camera wasn't shaking too terribly bad, but I just took it away. So if it was, then it'll stop now. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and use my blender. Hopefully I don't push the easel away. Just love how it seems to just really bring out the colors and kind of blend them together. Imagine that. It brings out the highlight a little bit more, and then I will go over this again, probably with my Schpirrer Farben Black, which is that warm black, as opposed to the cool black, which is what Prismacolor Black is. Try and go in the direction that the hair is flowing. Oops. Okay, so, nope. Boy, that's high. I don't know about this. Might have to readjust the camera. All right, I'm gonna take my Schpirrer Farben again. We want those highlights to be subtle, not I don't want her to have gray hair. So I'm just kind of toning some of that down a little bit. So I think I'm not going to do the gray early on this side. I think it kind of didn't do much good and really isn't necessary. All right, I'm gonna just do a couple of hairs over her ear. And then I don't know why, but I want those hairs that are over her ear to stand out a little bit more. It's like they went over her ear and then they just stopped because it was so dark on this side of the ear. So I just continued it on with my my 10% gray, and now that hair makes sense. It goes across her ear and you can see it continuing, so it doesn't look quite so odd. There's an area down here that I think needs more color. All right, I would like to see if the slice tool works. Sometimes I have really good luck with it, really good luck with it, and I love it. And other times I go to use it on hair and it's like, it falls flat. And sometimes I think that depends on the color of the paper underneath, or the color, how dark the color that I'm using is. If there's a big enough of a contrast between the paper that's underneath and the color of the hair. And it shows up best when you're going against the direction of the hair. If I were to do it in the direction of the hair, you're really not going to notice it much unless you have a super heavy amount of. So hopefully you can see that just now I have some stray hairs that are just coming across, and I really like the way that looks. Slice tool is such an awesome. It's like whoever invented that. It's just something about it that's not as. I think it's because it has this rounded, this rounded tip. It's not a full sharp point like a regular, what are those knives called? I can't think of it at the moment. For the life of me, I cannot think of the name of those blades, those knives. Anyway, it doesn't tear the paper. It doesn't, and it doesn't cut me, which is nice because I'm notorious for being bad with knives and with hot things. It's like, yeah, I either cut or burn myself inevitably all the time. Okay, let's do the hair. I'm going to use the Schpirrer Farben because it's so much harder. It's much harder than the Prismacolor. All right, so we've got, this is a curl around piece right here. This is hair in here. I don't know how much highlight I'm going to bother with in here because I don't think that it's really necessary. Maybe a little bit right here. I really like the dark hair with those eyes. Just give it a little rub. a little of this 10% French gray on the top there. And then back to the Schpirrer Farben. I buy like 10 of these at a time when I get on Etsy. This is probably one of those pencils that I would be really unhappy if I couldn't have. Something about it, I don't know what it is, but I really like it. Be careful around these shells. I have a tendency to get carried away when I'm doing hair and just like flicking away, and that's not good when you're trying to be careful. So if you are working on the light version of this, but you still want to do black hair, the technique is exactly the same. With this darker version, we just have to work a little less hard. Not that it would be hard, but you know, we have a little bit less filling in of the black to do, but it can still be done for sure on the light version. All right, I'm just going to take a little bit of time, slow down in here. I'm still really considering breaking out the metallic watercolors that I got from KJ Designs, and using those to do some of her crown. I think I called it gold. You could do it gold, or you could do it silver. I think I'm going to do it silver. I've got some gorgeous silver watercolor paint that I think would be fun to try. Again, just ignore the sand. We'll add that in with a paint pen. If you don't have the colored paint, the colored acrylic paint pens, you could just use a white Posca pen and then glaze over it with, well, we'll talk about that when we go to do the sand. I was just thinking about, like, you know, some people might not have the acrylic paint pens that I use, which are awesome. But there's other ways that you can get this similar results. So we'll talk about that then. I don't want to forget. This hair right here. Don't forget occasionally to turn your pencil, your brush. Don't forget to turn your pencil occasionally. That will help keep your point sharper, and subsequently your hair pieces thinner. All right, more 10% French gray. Okay, Schpirrer Farben or Polychromos Black. I'm just going to use a little swirly motion right here against her face so I can get this dark without having accidentally getting my pencil on top of her skin there. So that way I have a little bit more control here where I'm going in the swirly motions. I don't want to go back and forth because I don't want the hair to, I don't want those lines to show up going that way. I want everything coming this way. But if I do the little swirly motions, then there's no defined line. And then I can come in here and not have to get so close to her face. do some regular Prismacolor Black. Okay. So this is where we're putting in that depth, getting some of these little clumps of hair darker than the others so that they recede back. Let's blend. I'm going to add some, I'm going to use my warm black. Break up some of these areas that I feel like might be too light. And then, before I forget, I'm going to take a really sharp, and get some of these really fine dark hairs. All right, and then we'll take the slice tool. you don't have enough pigment down on the paper, your slice tool is going to not work very well. It's not going to make an impact because there's not enough pigment for it to scrape away and really to see a difference. So in some of these areas where where it's like underwhelming, it's most likely because I just did not have enough pigment down on the paper. So in some of these areas, I'm going to take my 10% French gray. Whew, sorry. I'm going to take my 10% French gray, and in the areas where the slice tool kind of like petered out, so to speak, I'm just going to touch it up with the light pencil. All right, I feel okay about this. The only other thing that I'm considering is actually bringing some espresso in. Just for a little touch of the brown, kind of like it. It's not, it's subtle. It's not, it doesn't make a huge difference, but it's just a little bit of, a little more warmth. I think maybe just a couple more strays there. Okay, I think that's good. I keep hitting the camera, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm good with that. So we're at 40 minutes. I think I'm going to stop there. We'll keep the hair video, a video on its own. And then on the next one, we'll do the shells and the background. I think we're going to finish this up in one more video. So, all right, my friends, there we go. She looks like she's got a lot more highlights in her hair in person. I mean, at least in the viewfinder, from what I can see, than it does in real life. But we'll see. I'm not sure. It's cloudy out, so I'm not sure where I'm going to take the photo, the progress photo. Some people have good luck with taking photos on cloudy days. I have better luck taking them on sunny days. I don't know. It's funny how different, not climate, but like where you are in the world affects what a photo looks like when taken outside. So I just might take it here. I don't know. We'll see. I'll get it as close to what she actually looks like as possible. That's all I can do. And yeah, so that's it. I will see you guys for the next one when we work on the shells. Thanks so much for being here. Love to you all. Bye-bye.